Hey guys, Blades of God here from Hammer Bros Gaming. Today I got a little bit of a different video for you instead of our normal gaming videos. I'm going to be showing you how to build your own green screen holder or green screen frame out of PVC pipe. It's lightweight, it's easy to do, and it's collapsible so you can move it whenever you need to. I think you guys are really going to enjoy this, so stick around.
The Hammer Bros are now online.
Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is go over the materials that I used. All the stuff that I got from my local Home Depot. It's all stuff they have in stock. They didn't have to special order anything, and it's all should be readily available. The first thing that we're going to go over is the main material. I'm going to be using Schedule 40 PVC pipe. This is 3/4 inch PVC. Comes in a variety of lengths. This is 10-foot sections. You can't really see the whole thing on camera, but it's 10 feet sections. You can go with something a little bit bigger than 3/4 inch, but the bigger you go on your sizing, the more expensive your pipe, the more expensive your fittings are going to be, so the more expensive the entire project's going to be. I wouldn't recommend going with anything smaller than 3/4 inch because it really gets kind of flimsy, and if you're going with a bigger screen size, like mine's going to be 7 foot by 7 foot, and anything that big is going to really have a lot of twist and a lot of give to it, and you really don't want that while you're trying to stream. It'll cause distortion in your green screen, and it's just not going to make a high quality stream. The price. The price on these run about $2.84 per 10-foot section. I'm using 6 pieces, so that's going to come out to about $17.04. So the next thing you're going to want to get some of these here. These are 3/4 inch normal PVC Schedule 40 tees. Make sure they fit whatever size pipe you're using, whether it's 3/4 or bigger or smaller. Just make sure your fittings are the right size. These you're going to need a grand total of 4 of them in total, but you're also going to need 6 of these, which are Schedule 40 PVC elbows. They're 90-degree elbows, nothing fancy about them. Again, just make sure they're the same size of the pipe that you're using. These both are 59 cents a piece. You're going to need a grand total of 10 of them, so that's $5.90 for those. Other tools that are not PVC related that you will need. You'll need something to cut your PVC. I got this nice ratcheting PVC cutter from Husky. A little pricey, does run a little bit. It's $24.99, and it's $24.98. I'm sorry. And you can use a hacksaw or sawzall or something like that you may already have at your house. But what I don't like about that is that you don't have as much control over having a nice, clean, straight cut. And you want those straight cuts on your PVC pipe so it'll really sit flushly in your fittings. That way it's good and secure. But if you want to save a little bit of money, because I know that is expensive, go ahead, use your, whatever you have that you think will be able to cut that PVC pipe without shattering it or causing burrs. Other things you're going to need: tape measure. Very important. I'm using a DeWalt 25-foot tape measure. This is a little more on the pricey side, but I use it for a lot of stuff. You can find tape measures at Home Depot for as low as about $3. So it doesn't have to be fancy. I think the lowest one I found was $2.98. And that was just a 10-foot tape measure. So as long as it's long enough to measure out your 10-foot sections of pipe, you're golden. The last piece you're going to need, something to mark out your lines with on your pipe. I'm just using a Milwaukee ink saw. They're 98 cents a piece. They work great on construction projects. They work great working with PVC, electrical, anything, so I always have a few of these things on hand. Alright, so the grand total, when all is said and done, you get all of your shopping done, I ended up spending $55.27 total. If you guys are wondering, I've got all the pricing here on my phone, and I just want to make sure I'm giving you accurate numbers. I spent $55.27 on this project. And that does sound like a lot, but you got to remember, almost half of that was just in the PVC cutter alone. You take that away, and you're looking at about $25 for the whole green screen project, which really isn't that bad. Take your tape, take your marker, and each one of your 10-foot sections you're going to want to mark out to approximately or exactly 7 feet. As I said, my screen is going to be 7 feet by 7 feet. So having all these cut ahead of time is just going to make things a lot easier. All right, once you get all your pipes marked out, go ahead and grab your handy cutting tool, whatever you're using. Again, I'm using the ratcheting PVC cutter. Make sure you line up your cuts. Go ahead and cut out each and every single one of those. So satisfying. So we got all of our pieces cut to 7 feet. You should have 6 pieces that are 3 feet long. Hang on to these because we will be using them shortly. We don't waste stuff here. For this next section, what you're going to want to do is take 2 of those 3-foot pieces that we just cut, and you're going to need 2 of your tees. These guys right here. They look like tees, so it's easy to remember what they are. And what you're going to want to do is take your tape, measure each one of these 3-foot pieces at exactly their halfway mark. So this is 36 inches, as in 3 feet, and we know that half of 36 inches is 18 inches. So go ahead and throw a mark on your pipe using your trusty Inksol or Sharpie or whatever you got. Even a construction pencil will work. At 18 inches. And repeat the same with your second piece. Then make sure you recap these things because they will mark all, just like the name says, Inksol, and you really don't want to be getting ink where you don't want it. So we're back to using our handy cutter here. Go ahead, cut right on those lines, and you should now have 2 pieces that are 1.5 feet long. Repeat the same with your other piece of pipe. So now you should have a grand total of 4 pieces that are 1.5 feet long. Next thing we're going to do, take your tees, put one on each side, and connect the 2 pieces you just cut. So you should have 3-foot piece of pipe, 1 tee in the middle. Repeat the same process with the other 2 pieces of pipe that you'd cut. Make sure they're in there good and snug, so give them a little twist and a little push. Alright, yeah, looking nice. Alright, so after we get the tees put on those 3-foot pieces of pipe, our next step, we're going to take 4 of our elbows. Drop one if you want. 4 of our elbows. And our 2 pieces of pipe that we just put our tees on. And we're going to attach an elbow to each end of the pipe. And when you do this, you want to make sure that your elbows are facing the same way and that the tee is pointing upwards. So in this orientation, my elbow is pointed to the side, the tee is pointed up, my other elbow is facing in the same direction. So that's sort of what you want to have right there. Let's go ahead and do the same thing with our other piece. Make sure you give them a little twist, a little push. Just want them on there nice and snug so they don't fall apart on you. Again, here we go. Elbows are facing the same direction. We're going to take 2 of our 7-foot sections of PVC pipe that we cut first. Remember these guys? Yeah. Bet you thought we weren't going to use them. And if it doesn't get away from you, like that one's trying to, because I'm leaning it against something. All right, there we go. You're going to want to take and insert one end of your 7-foot pipe into the elbow of one of the pieces you just made. Get it in there good and snug. Give it a good twist. Then you're going to take your other 7-foot piece. And this is going to get a little bit difficult to handle because it is a rather large frame. But Get your other piece in there. So now basically what you should have is a big PVC U. You see I'm kind of standing in the middle of it. And what you want to do, this is going to lay flat on the ground. It's going to basically be this is going to be our base. And you want to make sure that your elbow, I'm sorry, not your elbow, your T is facing up. All right? So we're going to set that down. Take our other pipe that we attach the other 3-foot section and put that on the other end of the base, the other end of the U that we just built. Now this PVC pipe will move around a little bit on you. It does have some flex and some give, so it's pretty easy to work with and it's pretty forgiving. If it starts falling apart while you're moving it, no worries. Just put the parts back together where I told you guys to, and you'll be golden. All right, so again, here we have our U. We have our T, so when this is on the ground flat, you want your T facing straight up. If it's not, no worries. Give it a little twist, and it should roll fairly easily so you can make your adjustments. All right, so our base is done. Now we're going to start working on the vertical part, the actual frame we're going to use to hang our green screen. The first thing we're going to do, we're going to take our tape measure. Again, we're going to take 2 pieces of our 7-foot PVC, and we are going to measure out to halfway on these. So, half of 7 is 3.5, so I know that I got to measure 3.5 feet. Probably help if I had my marker though. Don't want to forget that. And if I didn't say it already, you're going to do it with the second one. For anyone out there who's a little bit mathematically not inclined like myself, I'll save you the guesswork. 3.5 feet equals 42 inches. So we're going to take our ratcheting cutter, or whatever device you have to cut your PVC with. Go ahead, cut right on that line. And let's repeat that step with our other pipe. Alright guys, so for this next part, we're going to take all 4 of the pieces that we just cut, so all 4 of our 3.5-foot pieces, and we're going to use the last 2 of our T's. Again, they look like this, T-shaped, and we're going to kind of do the exact same thing we did while we were making the base. And we're going to put our T on, and attach the 2 pieces of cut pipe. So now you should have roughly a 7-foot piece of piping with 1 T in the middle. Repeat that with your other pieces. And the last T that you should have. Give them a good twist and push them together so that way they're in there good and sturdy. And again, should have another piece looking just like this. So you should have 2 very similar, very exact pieces that are 7 feet long and have a T in the middle of them. We're almost done, guys. We're getting there. Alright, next, I'm going to attach 2 elbows to one end. So 1 elbow on each end. I'm sorry, I said that wrong. 1 elbow on one end of each piece of pipe. You want to make sure that your elbow is facing the same way that your T is. So you get your T point, and in this case my 3rd socket's facing up. elbows facing up. Repeat this step with your other piece of 7-foot piping. Give it a nice push and twist on there and make sure it's on there secure. And again, if it doesn't line up perfectly, don't worry. We're not using glue or anything, so you can twist them. They'll turn pretty easily. Alright, so the final steps. You should have 2 pieces, 2 full 7-foot lengths of pipe left. What you're going to do is take, see if I can back up enough to get this in the shot. Take and put one end into the elbow we just put on, like so, and connect it to the other piece with an elbow, like so. Whoops. Basically, you're creating another giant U. Now you're probably wondering, Blades, what are we going to do with this last piece? Well, I'll tell you what we're going to do. That T that we put into the middle of these pipes is going to house one, each side is going to house one end of this. And this last piece is basically going to be a brace to keep your upright from being too wobbly. And again, this might take a little bit of work because this is such a large frame, but once you get it in, you should be pretty well good to go. Now this is going to twist and turn on you because again, we didn't use any glue, but woohoo! Also, cards on the table, I don't have 7-foot ceilings in here. So, but don't worry, I'll get you guys a shot of the finished product here in a moment. Alright guys, and there it is. We have our cross piece up top, we have our cross piece in the middle for support. You can see both the verticals. And what you're going to do is you're going to take the bottom of each upright, each vertical upright, and you're going to slot it into the T's that are on the base. In between the 3-foot pieces that we cut originally. This is a fairly sturdy base. Like I said, it comes apart really quick because there's no glue involved, so you can break it down as much or as little as you need to for storage or transportation. When it comes to actually using the Greenscreen, I got some 99-cent clamps from Home Depot when I was doing my shopping for this project, and they work great. I didn't include them in the original cost of the build because it wasn't actually for the frame, and I didn't know if you guys wanted to use them or not, or whatever you were going to use. But $5 for your clamps for your Greenscreen and you are golden. So that's about it. I hope that you found this video helpful. I am Bladesofgod from Hammer Bros Gaming, and I'll see you guys next time. Hey everyone, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content like this, please like and subscribe. You can also check us out on Twitch at Hammer Bros Gaming. I am Bladesofgod, and until next time, have a great day everyone.